Okay, Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
Welcome to another class with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're running a little late. We're going to go right into questions. See if anybody has anything quick, and then we'll go into this class. So we'll start out, with the important announcements real quick. Everybody should be aware that the Passover is coming up on April 21st, okay? And we put all the information in there to, if you want to RSVP for the event, you can go on there and do that. Go to, where is that at? Where is the RSVP paperwork? Anybody know? She posted it online? Okay. So
on the blue text, the ISBHPK.
she posted it on the ISBHPK text. And then whoever else is logging in here, if you want to come and join us for the Passover, that's not, you don't watch us a lot, but you do want us to join, you can get a hold of us at 281-707-2737. Okay, and if you want to do that. Otherwise, everybody else should have already did the RSVP and did all that stuff with the garments and all that. So, what they got here, the deadline for the garments for the Passover, make sure you got your money in, is on March 1st, okay? Before the Passover, we have Purim coming up on March 18th and 19th. Okay, Purim is coming up on March 18th and the 19th. So we're going to be doing something here at the school. It ain't going to be as big as Passover, but we are going to be here at the school. All the brothers and sisters that are want to partake in that, you can join in with that. What else we got here? Of course, our classes are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 10. Fridays from 6 to 9. And then Saturday morning classes from 10 to 2. Okay? We have kids classes on Sundays, 2 to 3. Please like, share, subscribe. And please check out blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba and support that. All right? What else we got here? All right, if you want to contribute to the Passover, you can do that. The Wells Fargo account number is 101-580-6167. Or if you want to contribute to the school alms for the school, you can do that also. That helps out with the school rent, school bills, and all that. All right, so we're gonna go directly into it. Does anybody have any questions here on anything? And then we'll go online to see if whoever's online, if somebody can share the link.
I'm doing it right now.
Come. Somebody can share the link, and then we can go ahead and nobody has anything in here? Major, you good?
Come.
Max, good? All right, and whoever else will fill in a second. Okay. All right. Remember, today is the Sabbath day. Y'all that need to make sure your mind is clear. It's the day of the Most High. Keep your head in the Spirit, in the Word, in the book. Occupy yourself in the knowledge. If you're part of this school, you should be in class, getting class, partaking in the Sabbath. All right. Let's see. So nobody got any questions. We're just waiting a few seconds. See if anybody got any questions, and if not, we're gonna go directly into class. We got to get back our Facebook up rolling too. For some reason, our Facebook went. We got to see what's going on with this program because it was working fine. Now it's not. So we're gonna get that back rolling too. If we can get the sisters to look into that, see what's going on with that. Was there any questions that y'all had from last class that didn't get answered? We're just trying to give y'all the opportunity to do that now. Yeah.
There's one question.
Mm-hmm.
How does Robert Kraft pertain to the Bible?
Robert Kraft.
That's the New England Patriots owner. And they said he was involved in soliciting prostitution. So
What does that got to do with the scriptures, though? Robert Kraft? I don't understand. What does that got to do with the Bible? Be a little more specific on your question, brother. Or is that a sister?
It is a brother.
Okay, yeah, be a little more specific on your question, because I'm not sure what your question is. How does Robert Kraft pertain to the Bible? What's the point of that? Like, I don't know. Remember, we're answering questions according to the scriptures. So y'all gotta be specific when it comes to these questions. I'm trying to look on here myself. I gotta get a little more in detail what your point is. What else we got on there? Because if they don't got any questions, we're gonna go directly into this.
Nothing else.
Okay. All right, we'll give them a few more seconds.
He said, Esau dirty deeds.
Yeah, kind, but it still don't got nothing to do with us. Esau's the devil, right? We know that. So, I mean, they're gonna do what they do. You know that they're gonna do what they do. You know they're gonna be the wicked. They're going to be the devil, be the deceiver. I mean, but let's deal with things pertaining to the kingdom. What's gonna get us out of here? What we need to do to work on our spirit. You know, where's that one? Go to your Apocrypha.
Oh.
Go to and while they're filling in line, go to 2nd Ezra 9, verse 13. Really quick. 2nd Ezra 9, verse 13.
2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 13.
1 second here. 2nd Ezra 9 and 13. Y'all, knowing that it is the last days, that it's now high time to wake out of sleep, certain things we gotta really keep in mind. Certain scriptures, man. Read that. 2nd Ezra 9 and 13.
And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
Right. So, I mean, we know how the godly is going to be punished. The ungodly, excuse me. We know how they're going to be punished, how they're going to suffer, what the Most High is going to do to them. We know that. But, you know, like how many times we got to go over the white man going to be destroyed, he's going to be in captivity, he's going to be in slavery. Like, we got to worry about what we need to be doing in the eyes of the Most High. You know, and it's not wrong with the question, but this is just a spark, a reminder in your mind. Read it from the top. Read it again.
And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
Right?
And when.
And when. You see? You know, you get caught up into the when are they gonna get theirs, and you get angry, and it's really like a lot of brothers be on that to like not look at what you need to get right, not worry about the most important things. Like the wicked's gonna be punished, but are you gonna be part of the wicked? Right? Are you gonna be part of that destruction that Yahushua brings on the wicked? You know, and I'm not just saying it to whoever asks the question. I'm saying it to all of us. It's like we got to be worried about the things that's most important. Go ahead.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
Right.
Continue.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved. So how are we going to get saved, and what things we need to watch out for and stay consistent in, and look out for the things that what not to be a part of. So, you know, and he might be asking from that perspective. Like, we got to remember what not to be part of, like whoever this Robert, Richard, whoever he is.
Robert Kraft.
Right.
Owner of the Saints.
Right. Like, yeah, what's that?
Me and a sister were talking this evening on the way in, and we were actually kind of talking about some of the events that were going on, and I quoted the scripture in Ephesians 5:15 about walking circumspectly and in the times because they're evil.
Right.
But we need to definitely make sure we're staying focused and keeping our minds right on
Yeah.
the will of the Most High, so as to not get caught up.
And into these little distractions and things that try to occupy our mind with foolishness, weakness, stupidity, and then next you know it's like you're off the path. You're walking, and next you know you're doing something else that ain't even pertaining to the ministry, the word, the knowledge. And then you're talking about everybody else, but you're doing what you're doing the same things. So I mean, he went over that class on hypocrisy and hypocrites the other night. So you know, I heard it was a good class. So we got to keep in mind, man, the things that we need to get right. But go ahead, read on. But inquire.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
That's what we need to be looking into more and more, how to get your spirit right, how you're going to get saved, how we're going to be here completing our mission to the end, not just be tossed to and fro. Go ahead.
Whose the world is.
Right.
And for whom the world is created.
Right. So let's go to the one the sister quoted too. Go there, Ephesians 5. And we're just touching on it just to, I mean, I personally don't know the storyline of this individual, you know, but you know, the wicked gonna do wicked, man. They're gonna keep doing wickedness. They're gonna increase in wickedness. They're gonna increase in riches. And the point is not to let your mind get veered by what they're doing. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15.
See
then that he walked circumspectly.
That's what we need to be doing. We need to be walking circumspectly. You know, when you think of the word circumspect, you think of a 360 view. You know, looking around and having eyes behind your head and be paying attention to the things that you might let slip. Remember, the world it's all distractions. Everything is to distract you from your purpose, from your goal, from your mission. Go ahead.
Not as fools.
Right.
But as wise.
Right. Not as fools. The fool, his eyes are in the end of the earth. That's what the scripture says. Meaning that he lets everything, his mind is everywhere. Everything that pops up, he's on that. He's thinking about everything. He's studying this, studying that, but not studying this. He's not in the scriptures. A fool's eyes are in the end of the earth. Go ahead.
Redeeming the time. Because the days are evil.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Remembering that we are in these end times, but what was these specific commandments that the Most High was reminding us? Like, look at you. Watch yourself. Make sure you're cleaning your mind, your spirit, your thought process up. That way, as it gets closer to the end, you're more clean in the eyes of the Most High. That's what this is all about. Yeah. Go ahead.
Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
See, there you go again. So we got to understand more and more what the will of the Most High is. You know, it's easy to go over the scriptures on the white man being destroyed and America coming down. That's easy, but it's a hard thing to constantly keep that brother or sister locked in, consistent, dedicated to the will and service and duty of the Most High. That's the hard thing. But it's easy to show you the wicked. Just look out there. Go ahead.
And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
But, right, be filled with the Spirit. All right, so we're just touching on that just a little bit, but also to give a little time for whatever brothers and sisters that want to ask questions. So, before I go into this topic, anything?
Khan.
What do we got?
What is the difference between evil and wickedness?
What's the difference between evil and wickedness?
Khan.
So, look up the words. Let's look it up real quick. Look up the word wicked. Go look up the word wicked real quick. Somebody do that. And then we'll look up the word what you got?
Wickedness. Departure from the rules of the divine law.
So the departure from the rules of divine law, wickedness. What else?
Evil disposition or practices.
Evil disposition practices. Okay, go ahead.
Immorality, crime, sinfulness, corrupt manners, wickedness generally signifies.
Right, so you see sin is in there. So sin is in there. But we're going to go through the scriptures and give a little more deeper. Go ahead.
Corrupt manners, wickedness generally signifies evil practices. That's
Okay, so evil practices. So that's what wickedness is, right? What you got?
It's a Saxon word which derives from Wicca, a wizard or a witch, and it says evil in principle or practice, doing evil, sinful, bad, wrong, inquisitions, mischievous, prone or disposed to mischief, often good-natured mischief,
Right.
roguish.
So mischief or roguish, right? So the correct way, the correct question, right, is what would be the difference between a wicked person and a sinful person, right? So because you look at the word, the definition wise, you have them both in there. So how do we separate these two things? Because we know sinners, because that's his question. Real quick, read it again.
What is the difference between evil and wickedness?
Okay, evil and wickedness. So evil was in there, right?
Come.
Right, evil and wickedness, right? So read it again, read the definition again, because I got mixed up on a word.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says evil in principle or practice.
Evil in principle or practice. Evil in principle or practice. Go ahead.
Doing evil, semicolon, sinful, semicolon, bad.
Right. See, I was almost going into sinning, but their action was evil and wicked. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, so when you do evil, right, when you are evil, you're doing wickedness, right? You're talking about a conscious thought process behind what you're doing, right? Malicious. Yeah, what you got, sis?
I have evil, which is very similar.
Yeah.
To be unjust or injurious.
So evil is to be unjust or injurious.
To defraud.
To defraud, right?
Having bad qualities of a natural kind. Mischievous.
Right, see, mischievous, that goes into, wickedness is now you're practicing evil. Right? Go ahead.
Wicked, corrupt, perverse, wrong.
Right, wicked, corrupt, perverse, and wrong. So, right. So when somebody's doing, they say evil and wickedness, right? When somebody's doing wickedness, they're being evil. Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
What?
It says, having bad qualities of a natural kind.
Right. So when you get into that word evil, you're basically morality. Your moral being is wicked, is corrupt. Right? Your thought process. Go ahead.
All right, it says, having bad qualities which tend to injure or to produce mischief.
Yeah.
Injurious, pernicious, I think I said that right. Mischievous, having bad qualities of a moral kind, wicked, corrupt, perverse, wrong, vile, vicious, unfortunate.
Right.
Calamitous.
Right. Yeah. So to say you're evil or wicked, you're talking about the same thing. So wickedness is practiced by an evil person. Right?
Oh, it says, anything that causes injury, pain, or suffering.
Right.
Misfortune, calamity, mischief, injury, corruption of heart or disposition to commit wickedness, malignity.
Right. Yeah. That's why it says go to Wisdom of Solomon real quick.
Chapter 2.
No, but where are you taking me? Since you Wisdom of Solomon 2 and what?
2 and 1.
2 and 1? Two and 1?
I would start at 2 and 1 and go all the way to like 6.
For what point?
Showing the whole mind state of that definition, of both definitions.
Okay. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 1 real quick.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1.
And 3.
And verse 3. For froward thoughts separate from the Most High.
So when you talk about a wicked person or evil person, you talk about the same individual. One of his characteristic are these froward or evil thoughts. So a froward mind, a backwards mind, a mind against the Most High. That's what type of person you're dealing with. See, that's an evil person.
It's forward.
Froward, what you got?
Forward.
Froward.
Forward.
Uh-huh.
Perverse.
Yeah, see, there you go. So, once again, froward is evil, wicked, right? It's in the same line of wording. So, read the scripture. Finish the definition. Go ahead.
That is turning from with aversion or reluctance.
Right.
Not willing to yield or comply with what is required.
Right. Because their mind is evil, their mind is wicked, so they're perverse. They don't want to go with the will of the Most High. Right?
Come.
All right, go ahead and read the scripture again.
Come. For froward thoughts separate from the Most High.
So wickedness or evil evil thoughts separate you from the Most High. So This is the difference between an evil person, right? A wicked person. You know, and then the other question, and I threw it in there, or statement is a sinner. Right? So you got evil, wicked people, and then you got sinners. Sinners are remorseful, repentive. Sinners are they're guilty. They feel the guilt. Right? But a wicked person don't feel no guilt or remorse. Right?
God.
What you got? What were you looking about?
Froward.
Okay, forward.
Right. It says turned away, about to depart, not willing to comply with what is right or reasonable.
Right. So not willing to comply with his. I like that definition that he gave because it pointed out the first point, which is perverse. You got a wicked person is perverse. Their mind state, their thought process, it's against the will of the Most High, right? So let's go back to the scripture. Let's read it again.
God. For froward thoughts separate from the Most High.
Right, which is along the same line of what you're asking, which is evil and wicked. A wicked person is separated from the Most High. Why? Because their thoughts and their mind state is perverse. Go ahead.
And his power.
Right.
When it is tried.
Right, when it is tried. So that when the will of the Most High is put in front of a wicked or perverse person, this person, they can't stand up because they're against the will. They can't match up. They won't desire to do the will because they're perverse. They're wicked. They're evil. Go ahead.
Reproveth the unwise.
Right? See, and you see, obviously, it falls into this unwise mentality because obviously they're fools because they don't believe in the Most High. Right?
God.
Go ahead.
For into a malicious soul.
Right, so malicious. So I know you're like, well, what do those words have to do? It's the same line of wording when you deal with evil and wickedness. You got froward, you got mischievous. When we looked up evil and wickedness, these are the same words that come into play and to identify this type of individual. So malicious. So watch, read malicious. It's going to show you that this is the same type of person.
Malicious, harboring ill will or enmity without provocation.
Right. So you see that? Ill will. Now, when you go back and look up the word evil, watch. Somebody go back. You say where you're at. Go look up the word evil again. Whoever had that. So a malicious person is what? Read it again.
Harboring ill will or enmity without provocation.
You see that? This person is ill. They have ill intentions or ill will. You ain't even done nothing to them. And they just got this ill will towards you. Right? That's an evil person. That's who that sound like? You sound like Esau. You sound like Esau when it tells you, go back, when you go to Amos 1 and 11, it tells you three things the Most High, the reason why he hates Esau is because Esau didn't let up and they had a perpetual hatred for us. So it's showing you that he's a malicious person. That's why the Most High said the soul in him is not upright. Right, so that's malicious. Now, what was evil? What do you got for evil? What do you got, Ariana? What do you say name to?
Oh, bro, with this malice or malicious?
Malicious, okay, hold that. What you got, evil? What you got, sis?
Having bad qualities of a natural kind, mischievous.
You see that? Having bad qualities of a natural kind, mischievous, that goes into maliciousness. What?
Having qualities which tend to injure or to produce mischief.
You see that? I want to injure you. Watch. Read mischief, malicious again.
Harboring ill will.
See, I want to have ill will towards you and harbor. I want to put pain on you Go ahead.
or enmity without provocation.
Man, it's naturally in you to want to hurt somebody, to want to destroy something, to want to kill somebody. That's an evil person. That's a wicked person. Y'all get this? What you got, Aria?
It says, enmity of heart, a disposition to injure others for mere personal gratification.
Personal gratification, like it feels good.
Feels
You know what I
good.
mean? When you slice their toenails off, it feels so great. When you stab them,
Like almost masochistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
What?
This says, natural evil is anything which produces pain, distress, loss, or calamity.
Right, pain, distress, loss, or calamity.
Or which in any way disturbs the peace,
Ooh.
impairs the happiness,
Yeah, see, in any way it disturbs the peace and impairs the happiness.
or destroys the perfection of natural beings.
Oh my God,
This is from 18.
that's nice.
1828.
But that goes into that word malicious. Now jump back to the scripture, unless you got something else. Aria, no? Jump back to the scripture, read that.
For into a malicious soul,
Uh-huh.
wisdom shall not enter,
Right,
nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
right. Go ahead.
For the Holy Spirit of discipline will fill you.
See this Holy Spirit of wisdom and discipline, it can't be in this soul that is subject to sin. Right. Now, when it says subject to sin, you got a wicked person. Like, we're all sinners, right? But subject to sin is what? No, I want to do it. I like it. I'm taking part in it. Right? I have no guilt. I'm killing people off of just sheer I don't care. False pretense, murdering, death, idolaters, adultery. Like, I'll sleep around with that man's wife because it feels good. I'm mischievous. I'm evil. Like when you look at Damien, right, the little demon boy, what he would do stuff mischievously. Why? Because it was fun. That's what's wrong with the wicked. Is like, and I'm trying to find it. It's in Psalms. It says they practice it.
Up on their beds?
Yeah, I don't understand. I thought it was in Psalms. So that's evil and wickedness. I know we went into the word, but we had to so you can understand really what you're asking is what's the difference? Evil and wicked, really nothing. There's nothing different. Is you got this evil person that is practicing wickedness.
Micah 2:1.
Right, Micah. Okay, I'm all in the wrong. Yeah, Micah 2:1. Read that.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Micah 2 verse 1. I thought there was something. I'm thinking of something else too. Go ahead.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Right? They do what?
Devise iniquity.
See, this is a wicked person. It's a wicked individual. They devise, they plan, they set up, right? They create hurt. They want to create hurt and pain and suffering. Go ahead.
And work evil.
They what?
Work evil.
Yeah, that's why that's my scripture, man. Because no, it defines a wicked person. They work evil. So you're talking about these people are wicked, man. They work evil. This is why, coming back, you got to really watch your intentions and the things you do. Because it'll look wicked. Especially being mischievous. Especially being like planning and setting things up. You got to watch what spirits you're entertaining, man, because once you fall into that wicked category, there's no mercy. Why? Because your spirit is warped. So you got to watch. You don't want to touch that side. Go ahead.
When the morning is light, they practice it.
See? When the morning is light, they practice it. Go ahead.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
Yeah, and that's what happens. That's what Esau, the white man, America, authorities and kingdoms that rule in wickedness, they practice wickedness. They wake up and their day is to run, live, think, be wicked. Right?
Done.
In all of their actions. Yeah. Ew. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right. I mean, there's a lot of other scriptures too, but I was looking for that one.
Done. Next question.
Yeah.
Here's a quick one. When reading at home with my son in my rib, is it unlawful to have my rib read too?
No. Why would it be? Women don't supposed to read the Bible? Come on. No, it ain't unlawful. I don't know where you heard that from. It is not unlawful, of course. The scriptures say men, women, and children, our soul was given to the Most High. So it is supposed to be given to the Most High. You know, when you go back to Deuteronomy, walk of them, when you walk in your house, when you wake up, when you walk is by the way, when you lie down, the law is supposed to be taught. That's men, women, and children. So yeah, the women has to read. When we were in the sanctuary, in the temples, the men did majority of that. But there was women learning and listening, you know. But don't get it twisted. It's not the same thing as them usurping authority, like he went over a few days about. You know, this is just, you know, when a woman is reading, or she's sitting on the bus, or she's at home and reading the scriptures, that's nothing's wrong with that. It's all good. All right, what else?
Some say that Islam was born first, some say Islam was born
Right.
from Catholicism. Has your researchers confirmed this claim?
Islam was born through what?
Islam was born from Catholic, being Catholic. I don't know how to say that.
Catholicism?
Catholic. There we go.
Nah. I mean, truthfully, Islam, the research we have, Islam was born or came from the study of the Hebrews. They wanted a copy. What's his name? Muhammad wanted to copy the Jews, and he seen that his people were worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars, and all these gods, and he wanted to do something different. So he wanted to be like the Hebrews. That's on. It's in the car. It's in my Babylon the Timbuktu. I can give him a little bit of that if you want to grab that for me. Somebody grab that Babylon the Timbuktu, and I can give him that page on there, and or is that a brother or sister?
This is Aggie student.
Make sure he presses the button, close that out.
Oh, right. So, Islam, man, is a knockoff of Judaism. Okay, and when I say Judaism, I mean what we believe, and not religion, but you know, just to give you an understanding, it was a knockoff of what the Jews believed in. This is from Babylon the Timbuktu, y'all. Y'all probably, if y'all on YouTube, you should already know about all this. You know, a lot here is good. A lot historical things on here is on point. Some is not. You got to say that all the time now with every book we pull out. It's not all on point. This is not the Bible. This is just history. But when you go into here and you go on page, this is from Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor, and this is on page 40. You can start on page 44, 45, but the point I was bringing out, it says here, when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping sun, moon, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols for each day of the year. Muhammad was born in 57 AD, 4 years after the death of the Emperor Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashim. His mentality was prodigious. Excuse me. It says, in his youth, he was never taught to read or write, but his imagination was superlative. Muhammad was an extraordinary handsome man and eloquent in motivating men in the power of words. I want to get right here. I want to go straight to the point. So, Islam was worshiping sun, moon, stars, and all these, the Arabs were worshiping all these different gods. I thought I had it highlighted. Oh, right here, page 48. It says, the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion. First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God. The Jews' confession of the unity of the Most High is Shema Yahshua Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord. The Mohammedan slogan is as follows. And basically it is, there is only one God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet of Allah. So it goes down in here and gives you a lot of information about showing you that Muhammad really stole a lot of their beliefs from the Israelites. Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jews' calendar, the Day of Atonement, Sabbath, such as in the Bible, right? So he started to adopt all these things and basically turn it over to Islam. Say it in Arabic and try to have their people identify with that. So this is where Islam comes from. It comes from them copying you so-called Negroes and true Jews, you Israelites. But this is a good one. You should get this one. All right, what else we got?
It says, can you give an explanation of the difference between soul and spirit?
Thought we did that. Did we do a class on that? We did, right? We'll go ahead and we'll find the class and put it in the link for you. If one of y'all can get on there and search for that, and then shoot it to Ariana, and he just shoot it in the link. We touched on that, the soul and the spirit, a real good class, a little more in depth than I want to go into right now. It's going to be time consuming. All right, what else?
I am recently learning that I need to learn the real Paleo Hebrew. Where can I find the right information on this? I do not want to be misled.
The real Paleo Hebrew, the writing, we know that it is correct as far as when you look at the writing on the Moabite stone. So I don't think there is any problem with knowing that the writing is correct. Now, I think what we're talking about is the dialect and how to pronounce and what to say is what you're looking for. And, we teach it, but also the scriptures teach it. Okay, so a lot of brothers ask, well, how do you know that's the true dialect? Now, what's the true dialect? A, ba, ga, da, hawaza, chataya, kalamanasa, I, pa, taza, pra, ra, shatha. Now, how do we know that dialect is according to the scriptures? How do we know that? Because I think that's what we're talking about. I don't think no brother that studies Hebrew says, the writing is incorrect, because all the writing has been confirmed. The Paleo writing, the ancient Hebrew writing, on the many Misha stones, and when they call them Misha stones, you had many different tablets they had the Hebrew writing on. The old Hebrew, okay, or the Paleo Hebrew. I don't think there's any discrepancy with that. I think the discrepancy is with the dialect. So how do we know that we, in saying Abanawa, is the real dialect? Because this is going to help you. We teach it. We teach it online. We've taught it. How do y'all know? Anybody? Anybody? Are you scholars? Anybody? No? Y'all gotta know this. Go to Matthews. Go to Matthews. There's actually a few. Go to let me find it real quick. I had it here. Let me find it. Give me a second. And we touched on this before also. Man, I can't find the scripture. It's where he says Abba.
What about
Damn. What's that up?
what about in Matthew 27, 46 when he says Eli, Eli?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Go there real quick. Which one you have, sis?
Romans 8:15.
Right. Yeah, you can go to those two, exactly. I was looking for the one in Matthews, though.
I was looking for that too.
Matthews, what is it?
27:46.
Go there.
Con.
Matthew's 27:46.
Matthew chapter 20.
Hold on. Let me make sure this is the one. That's not it. No, I'm gonna go. It's the one in Romans. Yeah, it's the one in Romans. What was it?
8 and 15.
8 and 15. Yeah. Read that.
God. Romans chapter 8, verse 15.
Right, and then this is just knowing biblically, like helping you out biblically on the dialect. It's a few other times too. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it for some reason. Go ahead. Read that.
For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear,
Right,
but ye have received the spirit of adoption,
right,
whereby we cry, Abba.
right. Now, when we say Hebrew, when we say the Paleo Hebrew, do we say it like the so-called Jews? No, we don't. When we say I don't even know how to say. How do they say father in Hebrew? All right, you know that?
No,
I know how they say but I forgot how they say father. But Aleph is how they say So a whole different dialect, and I know we talked about that before. They say Aleph, right? We say right? Now, when you say father, you put two symbols together, which is and ba, right? So how do we say father? We say it exactly like it's written in the scriptures. Abba. You understand? So how do we know that the dialect that we're speaking? Because a lot of brothers try to do that. Oh, that it's made up. No, it's not. It's right there in the Bible. You say is the first symbol. You say ba, ka, da, ha, wa, za. Right? So if we go back to just the word father, you take the two symbols and you separate them, it would be ba. That's the correct way to say it. So this is how we know that the Hebrew or the dialect is correct according to what we have. And I'm trying to find the other one. I don't know why I can't find it.
Is it Mark 14 and 36? That one says the same thing.
Right. Mark 14 and 36. Go there.
God. Mark chapter 14, verse 36. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what thou wilt.
Right. So, once again, it's showing you in multiple places, our dialect was ba, ga, da, ha. And I'm not saying that, remember, this is written in, Greek, English, right? But you see how they fill those certain words in? They fill them in with Hebrew. Okay? Now, certain times in other places, they don't write it in the correct Hebrew. They write it in the modern Hebrew. But you can see there that, like, if we were even going to look at that from those Eli, because that right there is from modern Hebrew. That's not ancient. You still have two dialects within the Bible. The Eli, go back there. The first one we put, the one where you said it.
Matthew 27:40.
Yeah, go there real quick. I'm just showing y'all there's the two different dialects in there for you to understand, okay, Well, how do I know? Because the brother's question is about the Hebrew. How do we know that we're saying it the correct way? We know we're writing it the correct way because we got this written, it can't be denied. But how do we know we're saying it correct? Right? How do we know it's not Yahuwah? Right? Or Yahweh? How do we know? Because the letters and the symbols that are used are not pronounced that way. It's pronounced A, Ba, Ga, Da. There was no I. There was no I. There was no I symbol in Hebrew. Y'all get that?
Done.
I'm trying to make it simple from what we have. Before you start going into all these other books and other stuff, you can see it right here in the scriptures. The two different dialects. Go ahead, read that. The Matthew 27, where you at?
Matthew chapter 27, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
And about the ninth hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli.
Right. So now you know, first of all, that translation of what he's saying, according to what is written. Watch, go ahead.
Lama sabachthani.
Uh-huh.
That is to say, my God,
Right.
my God.
So Eli, that you wouldn't say it that way. You would say Allah, my power or my God. You see that? So the way it was translated was different. But y'all are y'all understanding what way I'm showing y'all?
Con.
Okay, I'm showing you here one dialect, the way he pronounces it, right? But then if we go to the other scriptures and show you the dialect of the ancient Paleo, which is Abba. It's a whole different dialect. But now is the Abba, Gada Hawaza, Chataya Kalamanasa, is that dialect wrong? No, because it's written here in the scriptures. So y'all see that? Two dialects. The modern Hebrew, and then you got the ancient Hebrew. So, I was looking for this for a long time, how to show biblically. But that's the way you show it. The way you show it is how it was written. It was written, he said, Abba, right? Father, you take the first two symbols of the ancient, the Paleo, and put them together, which is Abba. Y'all get that?
Con.
If you don't, you got to study a little more Hebrew to understand. Yeah.
There's another scripture in Galatians 4:6 that says it also Abba Father.
Right. It's in there a few times. So, we teach the Hebrew. High Priest Ariah got the Hebrew, and he got it right. They got it right. They got the ancient Hebrew correct, based on what the scriptures say. So, yeah, I mean, not a lot of books go into the Paleo. Not a lot of books go into the Paleo dialect. But it goes into the writing, yes. You can get the Ben Yehudi. No, wait. No, Ben Yehudi is, that's modern writing. Ben Yehudi is modern writing. We gotta find something where they actually, you know what? Go to my trunk out and see if I got, there's it doesn't have a cover, it's blue. It's like broken, yeah, it's a dictionary. I got it in there. They go into the ancient writing and then they go into the modern writing. So it's written, but you got to find it. Also, it's in the Zondervan, isn't it? It should be in the Zondervan. Grab your Zondervan, look up Hebrew. It should be in there. So, and I'm saying that, and he probably already knows that. But the ancient writing, the Assyrian writing, but where do we get the dialect from? You can see it here in the scriptures. Okay, so if he pulls that, if I got it, we can show you that also. All right. What else we got? Any other questions? Was there anything online? What you got, sis?
Can you explain 2 Ezra 14:11 about the world divided in 12 parts?
The what?
Can you explain 2 Ezra 14:11 about the world divided in 12 parts?
We got that. We got that breakdown. We'll send you that in the link. 2nd Ezra, right?
Time.
We got that breakdown.
Chapter 14.
Yeah. We'll go in the link and we'll send you that also. A lot of these classes, we did them like that for a reason, to give you the entirety instead of just giving you little pieces. So we went over that breakdown too. We'll throw that in the link.
Another one is where in the Old Testament is this quote from Enoch? Jude chapter 1 verse 14 through 15. If Jude didn't get the quote from the Old Testament, can anyone tell where it was found?
Okay, repeat that again.
Where in the Old Testament is the quote from Enoch?
What quote?
Jude 1:14 through 15. That's pretty big.
Okay, so he's saying Jude 1:14.
God, 1:14 and 15.
Right.
Where is that in the Old Testament?
I don't understand what the question is, but go ahead. Read it.
Jude 1, chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these sayings. Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints.
It's not in there? Okay, did y'all find it in the Zondervan? So he's asking where was that quoted? In the Old Testament?
Fine.
Let's go there. Jude 1 and 14, right? Mm-hmm. So he's saying, where did I see what he's saying. I'm tripping. He's saying, where did Enoch quote that? It's not in there. This is Jude quoting it. What? This is Jude quoting that. Okay, so it's not in there. Yeah. Now, here, let me help you out here. If you're saying that you need the Book of Enoch to identify that quote, we do. But where is that book? It's not the book that called in the Book of Enoch. So let's not get that twisted. Okay, there's many books that were written, but that were not published. The Book of Enoch is way off. If you go through there and read that, it don't even correlate with the Bible. It don't go with the Bible. There's too many things that mismatch according to the scriptures. We were talking about that the other day. In the Book of Enoch, it says that they stood up on the mount in the Tower of Babel and shot arrows into the heaven, and blood came out. That's not in the Bible. That's not in the scriptures. So, no, that didn't happen. So, and we'll go through that. So, if you're trying to correlate it and say, well, this is why we need the Book of Enoch, that book that they put the name Enoch on is not biblical. All right? But going back to your question, it's not. This is Jude. Jude was quoting what was said. And there's many quotes that might not necessarily the person have spoke on it or it's in there. There's many things like that. Not just what Enoch said. Yeah.
But it also says if Jude didn't get the quote from the Old Testament, where would it be found?
I just answered that. Yeah. So, Yeah, because, you know, these guys got you guys wrapped up into the Book of Enoch more than the Bible. They got a lot of our people wrapped up more into these other books than the actual scriptures. So, and when you go through there, man, there's a list. I'm talking about, it's not one thing, it's over and over. It just doesn't make any sense. It straight out contradicts the Bible. So, yeah, it doesn't correlate. But once again, to answer your question, there's many things that have been quoted that ain't necessarily the individual, like in this instance, Enoch, right? It might not be quoted in there by him himself. What else?
Did you want the Hebrew?
Yeah, you got the Hebrew? What page is it?
It's page 344.
Let me see. So if you go into page 344 in the Zondervan, see, it got the ancient writing in there. So, and like I said, I know you might already have this part, and you might be, usually if they're talking about the Hebrew, you're probably talking about the dialect. You're not, like I said, I don't think the argument is with the writing, because we know that the writing is here. It's real. It's not made up, right? We know that. So, but if you go in the Zondervan here, it shows you the ancient and the Assyrian writing. And that's on page 344. Okay? I got it too. I got this other dictionary. It got the ancient, basically the same thing. It got the same thing like the Zondervan. It got the ancient writing and it got the Assyrian or modern Hebrew writing. And but it doesn't go into the dialect. The dialect, we have to find that out. Most of all, we have to find it through the scriptures, the different dialect that we have. All right? What else?
It says, does ISBHBK view narcissism as a form of witchcraft due to the fact that the narcissistic steals the target's identity and distorts their reality deliberately?
That's a deep way to look at narcissism. Now, I did a class on called the narcissistic Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as witchcraft, I mean, you're going real deep. I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's evil, it's evil. If it's pride, it's pride. So, you know, yeah, you can say it's off. I don't know about the deepest witchcraft. But you should check out the class I did on the narcissistic from a scriptural standpoint. Now, there's nothing that says that, you know, these type of individuals are witches or nothing like that. It just says these individuals, their pride, their ego, they think highly of themselves. That's all it says. All right? When you deal with narcissistic, that mind state. I haven't put nothing, I haven't read nothing when it goes into the narcissist. Because who knows the definition of that? Pull that up real quick. Just real quick, and then we can jump into class. We gotta jump into class. I want to go over this class, so this will be the last one. When you look up the definition of narcissistic or narcissist, what you got? What you got?
A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
Right. Obviously, this is a inordinate, high thought process of oneself. Right? So, being narcissistic is pride. It's pride. It says a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing. he fooleth himself or a woman. So that's what a narcissist is. It doesn't say nothing about witchcraft. Go ahead. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really that simple. It's a person with a high outlook on themselves, right? They think really high about themselves, so they can't be told nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. They have a high ego or outlook about their character, and that's wicked. The Most High don't like that. All right. What else we got?
Is there a class to prepare me for the Day of Atonement?
The Day of Atonement. Did we do a class on that one? We did. We'll look up. I think there is a class on the Day of Atonement. Let us look it up and then get it over to you. We'll shoot it in the link. Remember, a lot of these questions, we're not trying to ignore them or avoid them. It's just certain topics we had to do full classes on them because they're constant questions. So we just said, let's do a full class, get the full information on these topics and get them to y'all. So if we say, yeah, let us shoot this in the class, it's just we've been over it so many times. There's a 3-hour class on the Day of Atonement. Okay. All right, well, shoot it through the link. All right. Let's go into this topic. To tonight's topic. What do I got it labeled on there?
The wicked will never gain happiness.
Right, the wicked will never gain happiness. Everybody wants happiness. Everybody wants to be in a good place, to live their best life, to be joyful.
Everybody wants heaven.
Right, everybody want heaven, right? Everybody, right. But they don't want to go through the things that's going to get them to this bliss, this happiness, right? A lot of people are searching for that joy. You know, you got to think about how many people in the world right now have anxiety. How many people in the world have, what's the other one? Depression. Yeah, listen, this is for my studies in the truth. There's brothers and sisters in the truth that got depression. It's very sad. It's very sad. Like, and depression is that gloomy, sad, undecisive, can't gain happiness in anything you're doing. You know, you try to look for some way to have joy, and you get spurts of moments of you being happy, but really you're not happy because you really don't know what happiness is. This class is not on depression or anxiety. I'm just showing you that a lot of people don't know what happiness is. They don't really know how to gain happiness. Now, I did a class on anxiety. I did a class on depression and all that. That's not what we're going into tonight. Tonight is to show brothers and sisters that it doesn't matter what you do, you're never going to be happy in the world. You're never going to be happy with a carnal mind. You're never going to be happy unless you start looking at things the way the Most High says. It's never going to change. You're going to be a sad puppy. You're going to be depressed. Why? Because you don't know what to seek for, look for, or to have joy in. You don't know. Go to Psalms 32 and 10. Y'all got to give me 1 second. Read that real quick, Aria. Jesus. Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 32, verse 10. Psalms chapter 32 and verse 10. Okay, go ahead. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked. So why are many sorrows going to be to the wicked? Because their end result is going to be disastrous. The Most High is coming for vengeance, and he's coming to lay on the destruction and the butt whipping to those that have been living not according to the word. So their sorrows are going to be a lot. Right? Go ahead. But he.
Okay, hold on a second.
Read it one more time.
Con. Psalms chapter 32, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Many sorrows shall be to the wicked.
Right. So the point is that
many sorrows are to the wicked. Everything you're looking for, everything you're trying to achieve, it's not going to happen. That's why you see a lot of brothers and sisters just down, depressed, cutters, scrapers, sad. I don't know. You got a lot of people like that. They're in relationships.
Cutters.
You're just sad. They're in life sad. Why? Because it's a wicked mind state that got you there. You understand that?
Con.
It's a wicked mind state that got you in that mode. Well, so me being sad and depressed and have anxiety is wicked. Well, if you got this knowledge, everything is you're supposed to have all understanding. You're supposed to have all understanding. Like, okay, so we look at an average day of an average human. You driving, you go to work, your car blows the hell up, breaks down, right? Well, a person with depression, that's going to affect a person different than a person that has knowledge of understanding what is going on, right? So if my car breaks down on the highway, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to start kicking the car. You motherfucker. See, this is what I'm saying. No, see, everything in life is going wrong. This is wrong. Right? But how many people do that? They start kicking the car, punching the windows, right?
Con.
I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I know what's going on. Right? You understand what's happening. When your car got towed, you don't go home. See, the Most High with me.
It's part of life, guys.
Yeah, it's a part of life, right? But it's a part of life. But even when you understand, listen, it is part of life. But what about if it keeps coming? You see, your mind got to be spiritually strong to understand why it keeps coming. And a lot of people, because we know that a lot of people don't have anxiety. But listen, when those spirits get a hold of you, and then that depression gets a hold of you, and you're trying to gain happiness in all these different avenues, and it's not happening, bro, it's a weight on you.
Con.
It's a weight on your mind. But it's a weight on the wicked's mind because they're not clear. They don't see things. Their eye ain't open. It doesn't matter what we go through. We understand that the Most High is the power controlling everything.
That's right.
He's running everything. But why is this going on with you now? You see that? You see how many levels? Like, well, why is this happening to me then? Right? Why am I going through this? And that goes into Job. You could go to Job and see how he looked at things in his life. His children being killed, his house being destroyed, him being sick and all these things. He had to look at himself and say, wait a minute, this is the will of the Most High. Right? But the wicked don't have that. They're not looking at those things. Why? Why they don't look at those things?
They can only focus on the present. What's going on right there, or
now you speaking. There you go. They only focus on the present. They're in the moment. They're like Esau. You gotta live for the moment, bruh. But when the moment's terrible, you're like, damn, this ain't a good moment. I want to kill myself.
Right.
You see? So read it again.
God, many sorrows shall be to the wicked.
Go ahead.
But he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about.
See? But mercy shall compass him about. Well, why you keep going through these things in your life? Man, my car got towed. My woman left me. My dog died. Got fired from my job. Yeah, I got shot 40 times in the knee. It's like, dang, what's going on in life?
That's a country song.
Many sorrows. That's a country song. Many sorrows to the wicked. Like the Most High ain't giving you mercy. There's no mercy for you. The Most High, the righteous, you're dipped in the fire, but damn, you took it out. You understand? When we go over the baptism of fire, you're dipped in the fire and tried, but you're taken out. The Most High don't just dip you and drown you, and you're look down. But the world, people in the world, bro. I be watching. I be going through those Google, and I be looking at these scenes, and I look at Selena Gomez. I'm like, this girl was in Disney, and she's constantly in and out of treatment. You got all this money. You got all this fame, but you are the sorriest puppy on earth. But it's not only her. You go through all these movie stars and actors and rappers, and they're all in what?
In and out of the rehabs.
Yeah, in and out of the rehabs. Why? Because there's sorrow in the world. There's sorrow to the wicked. But we don't understand why, though. I know you're like, well, why, though? Why? Well, obviously you're saying, well, they're wicked, right? But it's a little deeper than that. Go to Psalm 16 and 4. Psalm 16 and 4.
Come, Psalm chapter 16, verse 4.
Go ahead.
Their sorrows shall be multiplied.
The what?
Their sorrows shall be multiplied.
Yeah, you like, right when you come out, they get a little money, they this, but guess what? It didn't change nothing. But why though? Why? Check this out. Go ahead.
That hasten after another God.
You know why there's sorrow? Because their God, he's a booby. He's giving you the booby prize. He's always giving you what is going to harm you or hurt you. You gave your spirit to Satan, and you want happiness. You give your spirit over to wickedness, and you want happiness. You give your spirit over to drugs, death, murder, adultery, but you say, well, I got the right to be happy. That's death. Your God is pill popping. Your God is dope. Your God is stealing, robbing. Right? Your God is, my God is the blunt. And the only way I can strengthen myself is and get at peace with myself is by my God. Then call your God and ask him to fix it then. Call him. You do. He's on speed dial. You're like, nigga, could you give me a sack? He comes, he drops a sack on you, but what happens when you roll that blunt? He gives you what you want, meaning for that moment, he's going to give you an ease. But for longevity and eternal life and everyday wholesomeness and righteousness and stability, you got to live like that every day. And that's what the white man do to you. He give you these little gods, and now you put your trust in these things. You put your trust in the carnal. You put your trust in foolishness and weakness and want to know, dang, why I can't change myself? Because your God is things that fail. Your God is in things that ain't going to produce happiness and joy. That's why you can't keep a man. You can't keep a woman. Why? Because your mind, the way you want to do things, is always the opposite of how things should be done. That's why you're weird as hell. That's why you're weird, man. It'd be a weird mentality. And you look at them out there in the streets, you know what I mean? They're trying to do all the carnal things to produce something in the spirit. Your mind is constantly connected to a spiritual being, right? But what spiritual being is that? Satan or the Most High? Well, the God of this world, The carnal of this world is never going to bring happiness. I know you got a lot, but you know I got, and you know I got like some. So read that again.
Con, their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God.
Right, there's sorrows that what?
Shall be multiplied that hasten after another God.
Right, you're going to pull that one. You see that? Their sorrows shall increase. It's going to get worse. It's like you get those brothers and sisters, they only look at carnal things and then they're happy. Oh, you know what? I got my income tax. Woo! Hey, shit. There be people around me, they're only happy when they get their way. I look at them, I'm like, you're garba. You're garba. Why? Because the only time you're happy when things are going your way, but when things get a little rough, you abandon ship in the spirit. You abandon the Most High. And this is why they're not happy, man. This is why many sorrows are to them that are wicked in the world. They ain't never going to gain happiness. Go ahead, read. Where are you at?
Second precept, verse 4.
Go ahead.
Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously you know what Israel was doing. I didn't want that second part, but you know what they was doing. They were doing everything to these other gods and other nations and other idols and idolatry and all these things. They forsook the Most High. And that's what we're doing now. Same mentality. Your God is just not a statue now. Think about it.
Social media.
Yeah, social media. It's my God is a fix. I'm gonna get with this guy. He's gonna make me happy for this amount of time, and then next you know, that's gone. Why? Because it wasn't established on the will of the Most High. So what happens? You back sad, right? Or how about, guess what? He was a man of the Most High. You did get with him, but then he wants you to change. Get your spirit right. Do things in Christ. There you go. You're what? Sad puppy again. I don't want to be none of that.
You always tell me about the stuff I'm doing wrong.
Right. You always tell me about the stuff I'm doing wrong.
You try to get me to change.
Right. And then you're what? You're a sad puppy again. Because you don't know what to desire, what to love, what to like, what to be. You don't know. You still toss to and fro and everything, and you did it. You did the hookah bars. You did them. You did the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't make you happy. You did the many different guys. You did the many different girls. That didn't make you happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that did is get you what? 3 baby daddies, 3 baby mamas, 4 different kids. Now you're real sad because child support is coming around. So the hookah bars didn't do it. The clubs didn't do it, right? So what did you do? You popped the mollies. You did that. You popped the perkies, right? You did the bumps. You know what I mean? You had the Britney nose.
Christina Aguilera.
You had the Christina Aguilera nose. Snorting that white. That didn't help either. Because why? You graduated from a blunt to dope to pills to this and that. And guess what? None of it's helping. Show me wherever, ever a dope head is strong. You rely on dope. But it's these things that, whatever it is, and listen, rap music, wardrobes, how you look, getting on YouTube and putting 75,000 pounds of makeup on your face so everybody can click your likes. I mean, where you want to go with it? But really, they're not happy. It's like you got all these notoriety, but you're not happy. Sorrow, the wicked. They don't know what is going to make them happy. They don't know what to take joy in. They don't know. Well, where are you at on that one? Where's that?
That is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 5 and verse 6.
Go ahead and read it, Aria.
Done.
Wisdom of Solomon, what?
Chapter 15, verse 5 and verse 6.
All right, wait till they get it. Wisdom of Solomon 15, 5 and 6. Go ahead.
It says, the sight whereof enriches fools To lust after.
Right, and you know, when you go into this chapter, it goes into that idolatry. And it says the sight of foods, the sight of what?
It says where the sight whereof enriches fools.
It what?
Enriches fools.
Yeah, because it's that trick. Entices. And you're saying enrich. Entice.
Entices.
Yeah. Go ahead, read it again.
The sight whereof entices fools.
Yeah, they entice fools. You know what I mean? Your little fake get-togethers. You know what I mean? Your little fake get-togethers, your little fake gathering. But it don't be none in the spirit. It don't be in the spirit. But let me put this right. You can still be around the spirit and then you be gathering and don't be in the spirit because you don't take joy in it. You don't know what to take joy in. That's why the sorrows, the punishment, the punishing mind takes hold of you. See, it entices fools. What though? What is he talking about and why did he bring this in? This is talking about those other gods. Those things entice fools. Go ahead.
To lust after it.
Right, and that's what it is. You're lusting, your desire is for the wrong thing. You're lusting after things that really ain't gonna make you happy or joyful or peace of mind. So guess what? Imagine the age you are now, or look at the age you are now, and imagine yourself in 20 years. Is that where you want to be? Mentally, spiritually. And of course, this is for people that they can't find peace within themselves. They can't find joy in anything they do. They're still destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You understand? And this is also to check our mind and remind us what? Man, when I get in this mode of nothing is pleasing, nothing is bringing me happiness, you're tripping. Because you lost focus on what your purpose is. What to take joy in. You fall right back into that wicked mind state. Right? And that's why you're sad all the time. Right? You think you can't do nothing all the time. Look at these Christians, man. They be coming with that old Christian joy, Christian happiness.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah, they're all happy, all joy. Now, listen, whether they're faking it or not, take a look at that. That's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be taking joy and happiness in everything we do. There's supposed to be a consciousness in everything we're partaking in. Whether high or low, whether being a base or abounding, we're supposed to be able to say, you know what? I'm here for a reason. I mean, if all fails, you should be saying, I got my arms, my legs, my toes, my eyes, my head. If all fails, but people don't look on the brighter side, right? Why? Because they want certain things that's carnal that makes them happy. This is what I want, and I can't get that. I can't be happy. What?
They think that's what makes them happy.
Yeah, they think. Yeah.
It's like children. It's like they want a certain toy, and they think if they get that certain toy, it's gonna be the
best thing.
Be all end all.
Right.
But then they get that toy and they play with it for a little bit, and it's like
it's
that
done.
ain't nothing.
That's why he says, "Be not children, tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine," because that's how the world is. The world is, man, I'm going to dab it. But remember, it's the lust of the flesh. I'm going to dab into this lust, that desire, this desire, and then you're abused mentally, physically, spiritually, and you come back and you realize none of that has made you any different. You have no purpose. Go ahead.
And so they desire the form of a dead image.
Yeah, so what do you desire? You're desiring dead things. Now, put it in context. Remember, the scripture he put here is about idolatry. But it goes really with that Psalms I put, because what you
What is making you dead is desiring dead things. Right?
God.
Because hold that. Somebody else give me Romans 8:6. Let's just throw let's throw that one in there. Just because he went this way with that. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 8, verse 6.
Right. Romans 8, verse 6. Go ahead.
For to be carnally minded is death.
Yeah. Everything you're striving for and you want to achieve is not in the spirit. These carnal things die. These physical things get broke down. These whether it be money, whether it be clothes, all these things, man, disintegrate. You see? They're nothing. That's why you gotta ask yourself, why isn't it joyful to get the word? Think about it. If it's not a joy to study, if it's not a joy to get the knowledge, then you have a spiritual mental problem. If it's like a burden to get the word, if it's a burden to study, you're going down this road of I'm rejecting the Most High. Because this got to be the only thing. Your desires got to come from here. Your will got to be the Most High's will. Your happiness got to be the things the Most High is happy with. And then you'll have a higher calling, because you can never achieve the standard or reach the level that Yahweh wants us to reach. We're constantly striving to reach perfection, right? And isn't that what motivates man and women? Think about it. Purpose in your life motivates you. To achieve something motivates you. When you got nothing to achieve, just a TV or a car, right, or a house, you got it, then what? Yeah, you reached the heights and the levels, right, of conquering. What? Oh, I got that brand new job. You there, and then you're like, okay, what now? Nothing. Oh, you know what? I need a man, I need a man, I need a man, I need a woman. You get that woman and it's realized y'all happy for a second, then you know the issues start coming out. Now it's like, what? Right? I don't want to do this. This is not what I signed up for. You didn't tell me. You tricked me. You lied to me. That's how it be. Instead of saying, no, wait a minute. When you was eating steak and drinking wine, it was all good, wasn't it? But when the problems come up, when life really hits you in the face, what don't you have? Huh? No, you don't have the knowledge to get through life. You don't have the wisdom to get you through life. You don't have the real things that's going to get you through life, which is the mental stability and spiritual stability to even make you joyful. And that'd be the problem. Go ahead.
God. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
You see that? See, listen to that. To be spiritually minded is life and peace. Why I don't have peace? Because I'm not spiritually minded. I'm not thinking on and dwelling on the high things. So why are you sad? Why do you think you don't have enough? A spiritual man understands what the Most High gave me is what I deserve.
God.
A spiritual woman understands that. What he's giving me, I deserve. And if I want it more, then I'm supposed to be pleasing him more. A carnal-minded person, you know why they never are never going to achieve? Because they achieve it, they got it, they did it themselves, they made themselves happy. I'm doing this. I'm God. That's how they think in their mind. Listen, I know you don't have to say it. Well, I don't say that. No, but you do think you got that job. You do think you got that man. And you know what? Guess what? You did do it. You did do it, because if it was through wisdom, you would have made a more wise decision. So you did do it. And guess what? Your actions bring forth death, because it's all carnal. You thirsty as hell, so you're gonna what? Get with that woman. You thirsty as hell, so you're gonna get with that man. And then when the battle comes, it's what? This ain't right. I'm not gonna deal with that. Then you go to the next person, and you keep making the wrong decisions, wrong choices. That's what the world is about. Choices, right?
God.
Now, what separates us from our choices and theirs? Because humans themselves make the choice to survive, right? To live, to have stability, right?
Con.
A man gets a woman for what? Now, just take it out of the thug mentality for a second.
Companionship.
Right, companionship. Right, no, you're right. Companionship, right? What do a woman get a man for?
Protection.
Protection and stability, right?
Con.
You know what I mean? Ideally, and I know y'all, we in a whole different generation, but ideally, that's the reason. It still is the reason. It still is the reason, but it's a real small. Then you got that person, you got that woman, you got that man. Now what? How do you keep them? Right? How do you build together? See, all these things the scriptures teach us, but our people don't be without the knowledge, so they don't have peace. They don't have peace of mind. So a little issue, what happens? I don't even know how to deal with this. I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with her. You know her 6 months. You know him 6 months. You know him a year. That's how life is with them. So what do? Okay, I'm done with her. Yeah, she's done with me. Let me move to the next one. And guess what? That ain't gonna fix your problem because your mind state ain't changed. You go with the same baggage, problems, and mindset to the next person, next person, next person. Then you're 30 years old and you realize, damn, all my life I can't find a dang right woman. Why? You know what? I know what it is. You still won't go here. You still won't look through here. Same thing with the woman. Yeah, I've been all my life looking for that right man, but I don't know what to do. Here. Then for us that get the truth, shame on us that get the truth, we be in the truth, and you still be sad puppies. That's worse. That is worse than them in the world. At least they got an excuse. They don't got the knowledge. But you got brothers and sisters in all these schools. They come to all these schools with that Christian mentality. You know what I mean? And it comes from one thing. I don't want to change. So you come here, what? I'll put the head wrap on. I'll go ahead, brother. What I need to do to be a minister? Come. Ministering. Very unhappy. No joy. No love. Right? Go, hold that. You finished with that?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. No, Romans. We finished with Romans?
Con.
All right. Hold that. Go to Deuteronomy. Throw this one in there. Go to Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, 28. Where is it? Is it? Yeah. You said what?
47.
Right. 47,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Go ahead and read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 47.
Go ahead.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
So you come into the truth, right? Now you know it's the truth. TRUFF, right? You come in and then what happens? Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Right.
For the
See, you don't come and serve with joyfulness and gladness of heart. You still are in this mind of not understanding what's supposed to make you happy. What's the whole duty of the man?
To keep the commandments.
Serve the Most High and keep the commandments, right?
Con.
Is that what makes you happy?
Con.
Con.
Con. 1, 2, 3. What class?
God. God.
God. I'm loving it, Doc. Can I have more, Doc?
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Can I
you,
have
sir.
another?
Thank you, darling. Could you please have me iron all your other clothes? Right?
What extra counsels do we have late night,
Yeah,
sir?
please. I would love for you to sit down and give me extra counsel.
Good.
Some people don't enjoy it. Some people don't love it. They ain't doing it out of joyfulness and gladness of heart to the Most High. Go ahead.
For the abundance of all things.
You see that? See, they come in and you're still not doing it for the abundance of all things. You still are your God. You still are your power. If it ain't the white man, if you still on that, oh, I know how to get it right. Get a job, get money, get a nice car. That's going to attract the right person. That person is going to like me because of this. Put on pounds of makeup, get on Gucci belts. You know what I mean? Get my swag tight. That person is going to like me. Same, this is a cycle, man. To be carnally minded is death, right? But to serve the Most High with joyfulness and gladness of heart, go ahead.
For the abundance of all things.
Right, for everything. People don't understand that. Brothers, you know how many brothers, sisters, man, I just want to get rid of they're like, is it wrong, Yes. It's wrong when that's the only thing you're chasing. It's like, bro, your life is to get a woman. Then the Most High give you women, and what happened? You don't know how to treat them. You don't know how to deal with them. You don't know how to teach them. So what do? He's like, here, I'm going to take that away. Right? Joyfulness and gladness of heart. Man, I just got to give me a job, stability. He give you the job. Then when you go to the job, I don't give a damn about this place. I don't need y'all. Niggas is garbage. It's like he take the job from you. Why? Because you ain't got no wisdom in whatever you do. You ain't got no wisdom in whatever you do. So that's why there's sorrow. This is why there's sorrow. Because you don't serve the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart. Go ahead.
For the abundance of all things.
For everything. Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So you gonna do what?
Serve thine enemies.
Go ahead.
Which the Lord shall sin against thee.
So you go right back to the curses. You right back under the curses, You're sad. The white man, yes sir, master. What we gotta do? We gonna do it that way. For everything. Go ahead.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Right. My food, it gotta come from master. It ain't the Most High supplying me my want. It's like if I don't do it this way, I can't abide faithful. Because when I put it in a way to be faithful, I don't see the Most High working for me. When I'm worried about my spirit, you know how many brothers and sisters are like that? You think the Most High brought you to the knowledge so you can get a job that you have to go to every night, the nights, for you to get the knowledge. That don't make no sense. What is the treasure? What is worth more? He gave you the knowledge. You've been searching. Can I do it real quick? Can I do the whole Israelite? Man, I've been searching my whole life, You know what I mean? The Most High, man, I've been looking everywhere, man. I faced the east. I got shot 70 times in the neck. I got a body transplant. I faced the east. And guess what? Y'all YouTube popped up. And I knew it. I knew it did that. Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Bun Yahweh, Bun Yashala, he was there. But I can't make it out because I got like, who believes that? Like, you think the Most High is like, man, this is deep. This thing is real. That's how we look at you. Like, I'm like listening to this. I'm like, damn, neck transplant? Damn, you got a body transplant? I know this cat's gonna be in class. Whoo! That sister's gonna be pure. She's like, yeah, I've been abused. You know what I mean? The Most High showed me, gave me knowledge, right? Hallelujah, praise the Lord. And then you're like, man, they gonna be in there. Dedication on 100. But I work Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays from 7 to 10. It's like, you understand? It's like, or I just got hired. He brought you to the knowledge so you can submerge yourself in the book, in the knowledge. Not go right back to slavery.
Whoa.
Like, you got to get the jobs right on the days that is going to give you the supply for your spirit. But that's how Israel do, man. Because why? They're still thinking like the world. Then they got the truth, they got the wisdom, they got the knowledge, but they're still these sad, broke down puppies. And we're like, bruh, get in class. It's the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. Like, yeah, but I just got this job. And you know how we do. We're not going to say AI. We don't just tell you AI. That's Satan. That ain't the Most High gave you that. We're like, oh, okay, all right, bruh. I hear you, man. I start talking like it. I like, for real. You got to do it then, man. Do what you got to do then. Yeah. Why? Because I'm like, you said all this majesty and magic stuff that was happening when the knowledge was given to you. What the scripture say? If you find a treasure in a field, you go what?
By the field.
You go buy the field.
So all that you have.
But brothers is like, nah, I found the treasure, but hold on. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get back to the treasure.
Hold my place in line. I'm gonna come right back.
Yeah, it don't work like that. Y'all see this?
Come.
But where does that come from? It comes from that worldly mind state. And then you end up going right back through the loop. Right back in the loop of the world. But you know you're a Hebrew Israelite now, right? So you think you what? You think you're deep because you're not eating pork. You're still in punishment. You're still in pain. You're still in suffering. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're doing the carnal things, but where's your spirit at? It's the spirit that quickens. Yeah.
Just the way you're bringing it out reminds me of like that same pattern of life that people continue to go through.
Yeah.
And then it reverts me back to that pattern that the Most High had us wandering through the wilderness. Just keep going through that cycle.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to do things His way. We didn't want to get what He had for us.
Nope. We're a faithless generation, and the Most High said, okay, you want to be faithless? Go ahead, and you're going to serve Him for everything. Because you don't want to be joyful the way He gives it to you. Then you're going to serve Him in want of hunger, thirst, and nakedness, and everything, right?
Come.
Go back, finish that Wisdom of Solomon 15.
God, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
The sight whereof
Uh-huh.
enticed fools to lust after.
Right, you see that? And that's the theme of the world. The themes of the world is like Satan took Christ up into the mountain and said, what? Look down, I'll give you it all. It entices fools, man. It's fool's gold. It's fool's gold, huh? The Most High didn't bring you to this knowledge for you to reject the knowledge or throw it to the side. That's foolishness. Which one of you go to the field, find the treasure in the field, get the treasure, take the treasure and throw it? You're a fool. You gotta be a fool to do that. But this is what the Most High showed us, man, that this is why these sorrows keep increasing. This mind state. Go ahead.
And so they desire the form of a dead image.
Yeah, you desire the form of something that's dead, that has no value. Once again, pointing out this idolatry. Now, we know nobody's going out and worshiping idols, but you worship something before the Most High, and that's your image. Okay, so read on.
That have no breath.
Right?
Both they that make them,
Right?
they that desire them,
Right?
and they that worship them,
Right?
are the lovers of evil things.
Yeah. Now you understand why many sorrows are to the wicked, because you're serving things that have no profit. And now you're broke down, you're in distress, you're in anguish, and want to know why. Why, Lord? Why me? Because your thoughts are wicked. That's what you're supposed to be correcting, your mind, the way you think, the way you process things. See? Go from there. Go to First Timothy 6 and 9. 1 Timothy 6 and 9. What's that? Deuteronomy 28:47 we put?
Yes, sir.
Con. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
So what happens? Where's the other way? I gotta chase carnal things, possessions, and riches. And they fall into a what?
A snare.
Yeah, you fall into a trap. Because your whole goal is to gain. And you fall into a trap. Most High said, many sorrows to the wicked. Then you get that, you gain that, and what happens? You're entrapped in that. Your heart ain't to the Most High, the Creator. Your heart is entrapped in the wrong thing. I hope y'all see what's going on, man, that you got to understand why you're bringing suffering and pain on yourself. It's your choices. What you're choosing. It ain't the Most High. It's something else that's worldly, that's carnal. Go ahead.
Con. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
Yeah, you go into many foolish and hurtful lusts. Why? Because it's always something carnal. If it's not drugs, it's money. If it's not money, it's a car. If it's not a car, it's a dude, it's a woman. Into many hurtful things. And what? None of it can fix you. None of it can fix your problems. The only one that can fix your problems is the Most High. But He's the one you're running from. He's the one you won't open up the knowledge to change your mind. You what? How many days you study? Well, the thing is, the reason why is because this is the fixer. This is what's going to fix you. But what Paul said, he said, that's why some are weak and sickly amongst you. Because you don't go home and eat. You don't study. You come in here and then it's still what? Still the same mind. Still the same thought process. You hear a good class. That's powerful. That's deep, black man. You go right back out there in the world into sorrow, death, pain, and sadness. You see that?
God.
See, this is what it's telling us. If you're going the money route, it's sadness. If you're going the carnal route, it's sadness. Go ahead.
God. Which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Yeah, in hell.
God.
It drowns you in destruction and perdition in hell. Why? Because you're chasing carnal things. To be carnally minded is death. And then you're what? You're constantly running. Waking up for what? Carnal things. Riches. The car. The new house. The new this. The new that. You're like Americans. You're American.
Yeah.
You ain't no Hebrew. American, bro. That's what America's about, right?
Con.
The American dream, which is the big house, nice car, right? But then when they got all that, what they got? The coke, the drug parties, the orgies. They don't tell you about all those. That's the American dream too. The orgies, right? The getting beat, getting abused, getting taken advantage of. And then you just sad out there, man. You're sad out there until you finally do what? Get the courage up to either jump out a window or slit your wrists. And that's what Bro, tell me if I'm lying. America will have your ass kill you. The American mind, this mind will have you kill yourself. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd probably be dead if it wasn't for this truth. You know what I mean? I'd probably be dead because I can't live in this.
God.
It's like there's no hope. There's no hope out there. If I didn't have the knowledge to know that America was crumbling, bro, I would have been done like the Muslims. Strapped a bomb around my neck and jumped in the damn building. I'm going to take everybody out with me. But we have something different here. We don't got to do that. We have a higher calling. You see that? But now you see why people think like that. You see that? You see why people do that? Because they got nothing to live for. We got everything to live for. We got the kingdom, power, rulership, authority, majesty, change. Right? You got all that. What do they got? You got the car, you got the house, you got the vehicle. But what? You doped up. You what? You slutted up. You hold out. Men and women. Right? Then they look at themselves in the mirror. You know what I mean? They put the makeup on crying. Right? All the thug, drug dealer killers, they probably locked the hell up. Why? Because that's where wisdom got them, or anger. I'm seeing that too. You know what nowadays and age is more so that's taking our men out? Anger. Anger. I was watching it the other day on the news. This guy, they were arguing about a parking spot in front of their house. He shot and killed him. Right? He was an old football player or basketball player or something. Shot and killed him about a parking spot. That's how our people are going out. Driving down the street, cut them off. What? You ain't going out for drugs. You're going out because you killed somebody on the highway. You're doing life for killing somebody on the highway because you got so angry you couldn't look past it. You had to pop them. It's a dangerous mind state. The world, without the wisdom of the Most High, to walk without this knowledge, you see why it says, but he said, slay utterly old and young, maids and little children that didn't have the wisdom, that didn't have this mark. Go ahead.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right, so you jump from this idol, that money, this car, this person. It's the root of all evil, man. Go ahead.
Which while some coveted after.
Right, their whole desire, their whole life is to what? Get paid. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Have earned from the faith.
They have what?
Earned from the faith.
Faith. They don't even know that word. Let's be real with it. Faith. Nigga, I get mine. There's no word in their mouth that equates with faith. Because faith is trusting in something that you can't see and knowing that the Creator is giving you all these things, but He's unseen. He's unseen. That's faith. These people ain't on faith. America is talking about get it, work for it, work hard, right? Sell your spirit out. Do anything you have to, knowing that the Most High is going to supply your bread. He's going to give you. You know what I mean? And this is, you got to have a job. You got to work. But selling your spirit out for it, going 100 and gun-ho, you see that's why we have to set things up to be spiritual. What's that?
Oh, that's the definition of error?
Error?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's going in the wrong way. Go ahead, read it.
It says, to wander from the right way, to deviate from the true course or purpose.
Yeah, they err. Y'all see this, right? Proverbs 13:21.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Evil pursueth sinners.
Why is it chasing you, man? It's like, you ever felt like that? Like, why is this negative chasing me? Well, it's negative you're around. It's negative thinking. It's a negative spirit that's pursuing you. You understand this? Evil chase sinners. It's like you can't get it right because you keep making the wrong decisions. You don't do things with wisdom, counsel. You don't do things with the Holy Spirit. Right? Another guy took advantage of you. Another girl, she got your baby, and now what? You just another baby daddy. Like, you don't see? There's something wrong? Like, man, I sit back and I be like, hold on a second. You got to be a mastermind at knowing you and saying, okay, did Is this the right move? Let me make sure I'm moving in wisdom. Let me make sure I'm moving with knowledge. People just move. They don't think. You know what I mean? They move out of anger. They move out of pride. Then they get in the situation and realize, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened. He just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Was it? Yeah. You see how I'm talking? That's exactly how they sound to us. Exactly. It's like, bro, why'd you do that? Well, it's like, bro, you ain't thinking, man. And then we tell them wisdom, and then the wisdom is what? To them, they're looking like, no, the easier way, you don't know easy way. Every way you call easy has gotten you in problems. Y'all see this? Read that again.
Evil pursueth sinners.
Yeah, so if you got negative constantly around you, chasing you, feeling negative, you got spirits all the time around you, bro, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing? Now, you want me to take this to the height level? If you're getting chased down by a nigga that's another nigga's woman and another nigga, right? You go get shot. You got to look over your shoulder because you didn't know that she was dealing with somebody. You didn't know she had a woman because she lied. She had a woman or a man because she lied to you. Like, you got to be, but that's what the world deals with. Could we start pulling the real deal? Because I be touching around spiritual things, and you guys are like, yeah, spirit. But there's people with more pain that is like gone. You know what I mean? Why? Because their decision making. Evil pursueth sinners. What is chasing you? What are you chasing? If you're chasing the spirit, then what are you going to be surrounded by? The spirit. But you start chasing negative. Watch. It'll come to you, bro. You reap what you sow. Go ahead.
But to the righteous, good shall be repaid.
Go 119, Psalms 119, 158. But to the righteous, good shall be repaid. And that's what the Most High is doing to the righteous. He's going to do to the righteous. The good is going to be repaid. No matter your trials and tribulations, it's but for a moment. It's but for a moment. Read that.
You said 50 verse
Psalms 119, 158.
Psalm chapter 119 and verse 158.
Go ahead.
I beheld the transgressor.
And I looked at the transgressors. I looked at the wicked. I looked at the sinners. Go ahead.
And was grieved.
And was grieved. Why? Because when you look at them, when you look at the sinners, when you look at the wicked, you're almost like, why is it they're going through this? Why is this happening to our people? You see that? Why though? Well, it goes back to basics. My people destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I would reject you. That's it. It's nothing deep. It's just that they reject the knowledge of the Most High. So they are going to gain sorrow in the world, wickedness in the world, sinning in the world. Go ahead.
Because they kept not thy word.
You see that? But why are they like that? Why are they like that? Because they kept not the word of the Most High. Go from there. Go to Isaiah 3 and 11. Isaiah 3 and 11.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 11.
And then Isaiah 57. Read.
Woe unto the wicked.
What?
Woe unto the wicked.
You want to know why there's woe in your life? You're sad, you're down, you lost, you're losing. This person's dying around you. You got all these people dying around you. You don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's happening. He's a drug dealer, that's why. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know what happened. He was a good guy. He got shot on the street. She got stabbed 6-7 times. When things like these happen to our people, they never look at themselves and say, wait a minute, wickedness is around me. Wickedness is around me. Was it you? God.
I just had that thought.
Yeah, she was talking to her sister, and she was telling the sister, you know, sis, maybe the Most High is checking you. And the sister had a nerve to say, I didn't think of it like that. Like, are you serious? But the Most High's not in their thoughts. And you want to know why destruction is happening to you. Because everything they ain't looking at it and say, wait, why is the Most High, why is the Lord doing this to me? Why is God doing this to me? They're just living life blindly. You know what I mean? I can't figure it out. Why is this happening? Yeah, I don't know. The Most High is checking you. He's correcting you. But now you're being punished like the wicked. You know, it's different between punished or chastised like a child and then punished like the wicked. Y'all get this? It says, woe to the wicked. Go ahead.
It shall be ill with him.
Yeah, it shall be ill with you, man. This is for us to reanalyze and say, man, is it ill with me? Is my life ill? Is my decision making ill? The things that I've done in the past and the choices I made, has it been woe? Has it been destructive? Yeah, it has. That's why the Most High gave you the knowledge. And you denied it and was like, well, I was doing fine. I was righteous. Then why do you get the knowledge? Let's go there. You want to play that? No, I was clean. I was righteous and pure. Then why he pick your dirty butt up? Go ahead.
For the reward of his hands shall be given him.
You see why it's ill with him? Because what he put out comes right back. What you put out of your mind comes right back. It's destructive. If you're stubborn, guess what? You'll be one of those person, man, that you'll be like, dang, they told me that. Dang, he told me that. Dang, she told me that. And I didn't listen. You'll be going through it over and over and over again. Like, man, I should have listened to that. Now, if you're really prideful and the spirit don't want to enter at all, you'll do what? You'll blame it on everybody else. Oh, she was wicked. Well, you know how many brothers we got doing that? We tell them, don't sleep with her in the first 2 weeks. I don't know what's up with her. She's wicked. No, you're wicked as hell for not receiving counsel and not listening to the right thing to do. But he swear what? She's wicked. Nothing's never wrong with him. But that's what happens. It's ill. Y'all get this? Isaiah 57:21. Go to Romans 2.
Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 21.
Go ahead.
There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked.
See? You're not going to get peace. Everything you're looking for, if the Lord's hand ain't with it, if the Most High's hand ain't with it, it ain't going to be peace. If the Most High ain't blessed it, it ain't going to be peace. It's going to be ill. It's going to be sorrow. It's going to be pain. Y'all get this? That's why we supposed to be doing things with the hand of the Lord in it, with wisdom in it, with the knowledge of the Most High in it, with the blessings of the Most High in it. Y'all get this? Or it's not going to be peace. You get it and what? It's chaos. It's torment. It's unhappiness. It's sadness. It could be death. It could be destruction. What you was going to say, Major?
Nah, I was just thinking about what the brother brought up, Jermaine brought up last week, where it was kind of like off in what he was actually, but about the scripture in Ecclesiasticus where the wicked
woman
is given unto the wicked man.
Right.
Just going to recollecting like on some past things.
Now you get it. Now you get
I'm
it.
realizing exactly how that kind of affected me.
Right.
Things of that nature.
Because that be our mind in the world, and we're trying to like figure it out, but that's what you chose. Right. A man shall cleave to his like. So you put something wicked and then wants to know why she's wicked.
It was because of the man.
Because you were wicked.
Yeah. Right.
That's what you liked. Yeah.
Or like what you brought out earlier today, people in Hollywood, you brought up the girl.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah. Like you wonder why your life is in shambles, but look what you chose.
Look what you chose.
The path you chose to go down.
And how many people want that?
And what you had to do to be successful.
Yeah, another brother was asking me last Sabbath about, he was like, man, yeah, they called me back to play football. And I was like, that's the choice. That's 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. That the kingdom is down one road, you got fire on one side and you got water on the other. Make your choice, brother. I can't make the choice for you. Where's your treasure? That will be your choice. You see, if the kingdom is your treasure, then you got to do your calling. But some of us, we might jump to that fire. We might jump to that water. Yeah.
But see, when the mind state, if you get the correct mind state, when you read Acts chapter 6 and verse 2, because I was talking with Max about that. When you read Acts chapter 6 and verse 2, he's like, he has Peter, he has the mind state like, are we going to leave the work of the Most High to go serve tables?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to break it down to the simplest denominator in your mind, like everything else aside from doing this work, learning this work, and doing it.
Yeah.
Is trivial.
And that right there is a deep mind, because, we were taught religion. We were taught go to church and praise the Lord and then go live your life.
Yeah, like this is a part-time thing.
Yeah, this is a part-time thing.
This is church.
Yeah, this is church. And a lot of people treat it like that. Like, nah, they're not understanding that, no, it's the other way around. Everything else is part-time.
Right.
My spirit is what I need to have, to take hold of, to be righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And me doing that, I got to pursue spiritual things.
You got to pursue to please the Father, and the only way to please Him is spiritually.
Yep.
Because you can't enter into His kingdom on a flesh manner or according to the degrees and the richness of your bank account.
Right. He said, oh man, you just said it. He said, flesh and blood shall not inherit the kingdom.
Con.
And it's not that the body can't. It's saying that, carnal mind, to be carnally minded is death. It's never going to achieve what is needed, right?
Because
come on. I know you can keep going. I'm trying to get these out. Romans 2 and 8.
Romans chapter 2, verse 8. But it's in them that are contentious.
But to them, listen. Read it again.
But unto them that are contentious.
See, the ones that got problems, they're always battling, they're always fighting, they're always arguing. Right? Go ahead.
And do not obey the truth.
Go ahead.
But obey unrighteousness.
Right. This is what's going to happen to them. Go ahead.
Indignation.
What?
Indignation.
There's no peace. For them that don't obey the truth, there's no peace. There's many sorrows unto the wicked. Go ahead.
And wrath.
And what?
And wrath.
That's why a lot of our people ain't going to be happy. They will not achieve it without the Creator. They will bow. And if they don't bow, they get to live in this world unhappy, broke down, sad, disowned. They get to live out here like the nations. But when you come under the hand of the Most High and become His son, then He's going to take care of you. When you become His daughter, He's going to take care of you. Go ahead.
Tribulation. And anguish. Upon every soul of man that doeth evil.
You see that? He said, the Most High is real, man. Anguish. That's why, you know what? All it does, it's nothing you ain't heard before. Deuteronomy 28. Just go back to Deuteronomy 28. When you ain't with the Most High, you right back in all those curses. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in. Cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy land. Curse this, curse that. It's like you curse. But when we're serving the Most High and we come under the shadow of the Lord, then things are going to change. Y'all get this? All right, go ahead. Wisdom of Solomon 3:11. You know, I had to throw this one in here. I know you guys know that.
You don't want me to?
No.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11.
You guys know this one, but it just went right with the class. Go ahead.
For whoso despises wisdom and
nurture.
For whoso despises
Right.
wisdom and nurture,
Yeah.
he is miserable.
He is what?
Miserable.
Right. Whosoever despises wisdom and nurture. See? What did Paul say? Anguish and pain. There's no peace to them that despise wisdom and nurture. Now, the Most High ain't hearing that. He said, bless the meek shall inherit the earth. He said, unless ye come as little babes, ye cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. That's Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11. He said, but who despise wisdom and nurture? All the ones that's out there, man, get that Bible out of my face. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, but guess what? Your wives are going to be whores. Your children are going to be adulterers. That's what the Most High said to all of us as a nation. He said, I'm not even, when they commit adultery, I won't even do nothing. We fall right back under these curses. And that's why there's unhappiness and pain and suffering and sorrow. Because you don't want nurture. You don't want to be told, listen, this is the way to think. This is the way to feel. This is what to desire. This is what to like. This is what not to like. Isn't the Bible doing that for you? Don't eat that no more. You're like, huh? Don't eat that no more. Really? Yep. Don't dress like that no more. What? Nope. Don't dress like that. No. As a matter of fact, don't talk like that no more. You're like, what can I do? Right? You got to change everything about you for the Most High in Christ. And then you're like, man, I'm not with that. But read it again. Let's get it through our thick heads. Go ahead.
For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture,
Go ahead.
he is miserable.
Why are you sad? I'm going to take it right back to the first scripture. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked. Why are you sad? Because you don't want to hear the wisdom and nurture. Instead of you saying, hey, what was that scripture you said earlier? I was meditating and think about it. It did cut my spirit, but I needed that. You're not saying that. You're saying, see what? The Most High don't like you? The Most High don't like wickedness? The Most High don't like filth? You just barely came to acknowledge that? You just barely came to understand that? That the Most High is not with the wicked? He's not with sinners? You're supposed to have known what Yahweh Shai called you for. He called you to be clean. He called you to be righteous and holy. So that means that everything you were, he disliked. He still chose you. But he disliked it. He chose you to clean you up. Go ahead.
And their hope is vain.
It says that their hope is vain. Their what?
Their hope is vain.
Yeah, I'm going to do this, man. When I get this income check, I'm going to go floss on these. Right? They walk up in the parking lot with a what? Somebody run right behind them like, break bread, nigga. Right? Or what happened? You like, man, I'm finna then I gotta fix that. Their hope is vain. You know what? I'm gonna get all niced up. I'm gonna go get me a man. I'm gonna go get me a woman. You meet the most demonic person. They got tricks up their sleeve. They got tricks up their sleeve, and you picked another wrong one. You picked another wrong person, and it's like you start losing hope. You start losing hope in life, in humanity. Like, they ain't no good men out here. You know what I mean? That's what the women say. Then the men say, ain't no good woman out here. Then the men try to go with man. Then the woman try to go with woman. He gives you over to what? Vile affection. That's what he does. Then he gives you over to vile affection. Is there everything all right?
Yeah, just grab a bunch of that.
Oh, go ahead.
Their labors unfruitful.
Their what?
Their labors unfruitful.
Y'all listening?
Come.
Their labors. Why do you think we can't get together as a nation?
Why do you think we can't accomplish things? Because Israel want to gain everything, but don't want to be nurtured in no way. Don't want to be told anything. Sad, man. It's very sad as a nation. They know every damn thing. They're what is it? Masters of... How does it go?
Jack of all trades, masters of nothing.
Yeah, jack of all trades, masters of nothing. They don't want to sit down and master what it is to be that spiritual man, that spiritual woman. Read on.
And their works unprofitable.
See? And their works unprofitable. What did he say in Deuteronomy? Everything you put your hand to was going to come to naught. And then you realize, damn, why have been broken down to this point? Why have been broken down to this point? Don't have this, don't have that, don't have that. Man, this brother, this sister, that person has it. What's up with me? But instead of them looking into the knowledge, what do? They go right back into what they have. It's a cycle. They go right back into their mind. And guess what? Their mind got them in that place in the first place. They're miserable, man. Go ahead.
Their wives are foolish.
They're what?
Their wives are foolish.
Why? Because you picked the wrong one again. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna get me another woman. You did away with one knucklehead, got another knucklehead. Right? You did away with you committed adultery with one man, but you're gonna go get this other man because he seemed like a good man. But guess what? He was just a better liar. You got him. This is the outcome. You know what it's saying? The point is, unless you got the Spirit of the Most High with you, what is the point? Unless you got the Lord on your side, what's the point? Go ahead.
And their children wicked.
Yeah, they're now your kids. You start seeing the product of what you are through your kids. Kids be wicked, thinking wicked, being wicked, acting wicked. Go ahead.
Their offspring is cursed.
Right.
Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled.
All right, go from there. Go to Psalms 37, verse 23. So, remember, one issue with the wicked is that they don't want to be nurtured. They don't want to be led. Well, what's the other side? The other side is what we're touching on now. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 37, verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
Right. You see, he won't choose the wrong companion, or she won't choose the wrong companion because their steps are what?
Ordered by the Lord.
But how are they going to be ordered by the Lord when you don't want to be nurtured? You understand? It's not. It don't work like that. You got to want to know the wisdom of the Most High, study, and want to be nurtured for your steps to be guided. So the next time you make a choice in what you're doing, it will be guided by the Most High. The next time you make a decision, it'll be guided by the Spirit. You understand that? Go ahead.
And he delighted in his way.
Right. See, why? Why would his foot be guided by the Most High? Because he delights in the Most High. But that's if you want the will of the Lord. That's if you want the will of the Most High. Go ahead.
Though he fall.
Though he what?
Though he fall.
See, this is the difference between the wicked and the righteous. Though he fall. Go ahead.
He shall not be utterly cast down.
Go ahead.
For the Lord upholdeth him with his hand.
Go to Psalms 119, 133. It says, the Lord upholdeth him with his hands. The ones that don't despise wisdom and nurture, the ones that want the wisdom of the Most High, want the change, want the light, they're going to be guided by that light. But the ones that don't, there's many sorrows. Read that. Come on.
Psalm chapter 119 and verse 33.
Go ahead.
Teach me, O Lord, the ways that thy...
Psalms 119, 133.
133.
Psalms 119, 133.
Come. Psalms 119, 133. Order my steps in thy word.
see that? How is your steps ordered in my word? How? Your decisions, your discretion, your judgment, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you react. That's how your steps are ordered in the Most High. It ain't just, y'all got to stop thinking like it was just, oh, I ordered my steps by not eating pork. But all your whole mind state on how you feel and how you get angry and how you judge and how you examine is all wrong. All that is supposed to be guided by the Spirit of the Most High. Y'all get this?
God.
Go ahead.
God. And let not any iniquity have dominion over me.
Right. You see that? This is what David knew. That if I stay in the Most High, if I stay in the book, if I stay in the Word, then my decision and my choices are going to be led without suffering, in pain, in sorrow, in death, in destruction, in anguish. But when David went out of the Spirit, what happened? Most High took his baby. Most High took the kingdom. He gave him his next child, the child that was going to take the throne was going to rule, but not for long. Why? Because one decision you make is going to affect, your whole kingdom? Yes. One decision you make affects your family, your household, your children, your wife. That's why the men got to be on point. That's why the men have to have the right example. Same thing with the women, though. One decision you make can either establish your house or break it down. It can either keep you in sorrow and pain and suffering, or it can build you up and give you confidence and hope and trust in the Most High. Go ahead and finish that.
God. Verse 134.
No, go to Psalms 121 and 3. See, and we read this all the time. Go ahead and read that.
Psalm chapter 121 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Go ahead.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
And that's what we want. Yahweh, every time I make a move, could you hold my footsteps and guide me? And that's on judgment, integrity, right? Judgment, integrity, examining yourself, checking your mind, counseling. There's so many things in there, man. Don't be religious. Don't be religious. Like, all I got to do is say hallelujah. All I got to do is say, you know what? The Lord is with me, and he's going to guide you. It don't work like that. Because if it did, then the Christians they'd be guided in the Spirit. They say hallelujah all the time. They say Jesus in my heart all the time. But why their footsteps ain't guided into the laws and commandments? Why they still doing wickedness?
They honor me with their lips and their heart is far from me.
Perfect. They honor with their lips, but their heart is far from the Most High. This is what that brings. Hypocritical, destructive mind state. But a man that's submitted to the Most High, a woman that's submitted to the Most High, their judgment is going to be in the Spirit. Go read from there. You're at, I got to skip a lot here. Psalms 121, you read that. Go from there, go to Psalms 10 and 4. Psalms 10 and 4.
Psalm chapter 10 and verse 4.
So let's get a little more in depth into this mind state. How they think. You want to know if those demons are on you? We're going to answer the question. Go ahead.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High.
See? They're not seeking the Most High. They're not seeking to please the Most High. They don't wake up daily. In their daily life, they're not saying, my day is to serve the Most High this day. My day is to serve the Most High this day. My day is to make sure when I move, I'm moving in the spirit. That my thoughts are guided by the Most High. My actions are guided by the Most High. Go ahead.
The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
You see that? This is why there's no peace. This is why there's anguish. This is why there's suffering. This is why one minute you believe in the Spirit and next minute you don't. Because you're not always meditating on the Most High. How many of you do that? This is rhetorical. How many of you meditate in the Spirit and on the Most High and on His precepts? Not a lot. Not a lot of brothers and sisters do it. Go ahead.
His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
You see that? Y'all listening?
God.
It's giving you the key right there. Read that again.
His ways are always grievous.
Right. The Most High ways to the wicked, it's always a bother. Yeah, but I don't want to do it that way. Why I got to do it that way? It's like, nothing makes sense to you? Yes. Because you can't see. You're spiritually blocked. You're spiritually discerned. Everything, okay, I'm going to tell you 100 different ways that you can accomplish this in the spirit of the Most High. But it'd be like everyone, no, I don't see it. I don't know. I don't get it. Well, and then it's like, you just don't want to get it. And that's the pain that comes on you. No wisdom, no nurture, you suffer. Because you don't have wisdom and nurture, you suffer. You like it. A lot of Israel likes it, man. They like it, huh? That's why they stubborn as hell. Why do you think the Most High killing us out there? A lot of our people, man, when we preaching out there, when we give them the word, the Most High know their heart. They don't want to hear this. Now you got to ask yourself why you got it. Then, if that's the case, he knows their heart. He knows my heart. There's mercy coming. There's mercy happening, excuse me. There's mercy happening here. Y'all get that?
God.
I'm trying to find, we're at what? Proverbs, right.
The Psalms 10.
Psalms 10 and 4. Go ahead, read on.
Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
You see that? The decision making. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters, it just don't make sense. It don't make sense. You can take them to the most basic things and it don't make sense because the wisdom is far above out of their sight. And then you're not studying. Some things, listen, the scriptures say this through the foolishness of preaching. This is you reading, you studying, just like you did in school. Well, how come you can't comprehend? What is blocking you? He says he gives wisdom liberally. He gives it freely. Why you ain't gaining in wisdom, in judgment, in insight, in counsel? Why? You got to ask yourself that. You got to say, man, why I'm not increasing up here? Why my thought process ain't changing? A lot of times because you reject the Most High. Go from there. Go ahead. You're at go to Psalms 128. And I quoted this earlier. Psalms 128. I'm sorry. Romans. Excuse me, y'all. Romans 128.
Romans chapter 1 and verse 28.
Go ahead.
And even as they did not like to retain Yahweh in their knowledge.
You see that? So why is this happening? Because he ain't in your thoughts. They did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge. Why is America the way it is? Why is the wicked the way they are? Because they don't want to keep the Most High in their mind. Go ahead.
The Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind.
You cannot play with the Spirit. When you reject this wisdom, and you sit down and you ain't studying and you ain't learning, it's only a matter of time that your mind will become reprobate. It's all you got to do is just sit back and watch it. It doesn't fail. You got a brother and sister that don't want to be nurtured, don't want to be told nothing, want to do it their way. Only a matter of time. What happens is they eventually go right back to the vomit. They become worse. I don't care how many years they be in the truth. They become worse. I see people come in the truth. They become worse demons than when they were. Why? Because they don't really sit there and understand that they've been reprobate. They've been going against what the will of the Most High is. So why are you suffering? It's not a coincidence. Why are you in pain? Why are you unhappy? Because you're not thinking and putting the Most High's will first. His purpose, His judgment, His counsel, His advice. Oh, well, what are you talking about, Kazaki? In everything. In everything, in all your decisions. Why the Spirit ain't there? You move it naturally. You move it carnally. Go ahead.
To do those things which are not convenient.
Yeah. You see? And listen, if you don't believe it, look at the world. They're reprobate. They're against the will of the Most High. They do the things not convenient. Men with men, women with women. Drugs, dope, killing, murdering, extortion, death, destruction, all that. Go ahead.
Being filled with all unrighteousness.
That spirit is going to consume you. Y'all listening to this? When you're in that mind state, that spirit consumes you. That's why you gotta run from that demon. You gotta run from that spirit. You're supposed to be studying. There's only one power that's supposed to be over you. That's the Most High. That's His word. And when you should be scared to run from the spirit, scared to have these demons on you. And the way you show fear is you submit yourself to the Most High. Is when you need a solution, ask. Have somebody give you the solution out of this. Or if you can find it, that's what you do. You see, not a solution to make provision to the flesh, but a solution to fix the problem in the spirit. The brothers do that all the time. Sisters do that all the time. You make provision to the flesh. You want it to agree with you. Just know this. If it's carnal, it don't supposed to agree with this. So if you're giving into your carnalities, you're not giving into the spirit. It's always opposite. Always. Go ahead.
Fornication.
Right.
Wickedness.
Right.
Covetousness.
Right? And that's what happens. You see what happens when you filled with unrighteousness? You're not nourished or taken care of by the Most High? Then you say, well, why is this happening? Oh, Lord, why is this happening to him? Why is this happening to them? Why is this fire, this earthquake? Stop. Just stop it. It's happening because they're wicked. Evil pursueth sinners. Job came back and said, whoever perished being innocent. We don't want that around us. We got to stay in the spirit. We got to stay locked into the word. All right, go from there. Go to but y'all get that, right?
God.
Hey, if I keep going, we're just gonna keep going and going and going. Go to Psalm 73, verse 24. Just showing, man, what mind state we supposed to be in. Psalm 73, verse 24. Come on.
Come. Psalms chapter 73, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel.
This is how we're going to be happy. This is how we're going to receive joy. This is how we're going to receive peace in our life. He's going to do what?
Guide me with thy counsel.
Uh-huh.
And afterward receive me to glory.
Go to Proverbs 10:22. That's how we're going to receive greatness and goodness and joy and peace and happiness. The Most High, if he guide us with his counsel, go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22.
Go ahead.
The blessing of the Lord, it make it rich.
That's what you're supposed to be looking for. The blessings of the Most High make you rich, not money. You're supposed to be, man, let me see if the Most High is on my side. And how you bless. You'll know you're blessed by what you're doing, what's around you, what you're partaking in, what you're dealing with. Go ahead.
And he added no sorrow with it.
You see that? So if there's sorrow there, what's happening?
The Lord not with you.
There's something wrong. There is something wrong. Go from there. Go to Psalms 119, 155.
Psalm chapter 119, verse 155.
Go ahead.
Salvation is far from the wicked,
Right?
for they seek not thy statutes.
You see that? The only one that's going to receive salvation is the righteous. You want to be saved for that predicament? You want to be saved from the situation? You want to be saved from that abusive this, abusive that? Then you got to seek the Most High. So that's it on that, man. Did y'all have any questions on that? Y'all had any questions, comments? Y'all want to say anything about it? What's that?
I have a question. I understand the topic was the wicked will never gain happiness.
Mm-hmm.
What is the considering us being I'm trying to get together here. Us being sinners every now and then.
Right.
But we're actually pursuing righteousness, pursuing to do the commandments of the Most High. What is the discernment between a person that's just wicked versus a person that's having pitfalls? A person that's having...
Well, we read it earlier. Remember, the wicked, that's a whole different mindset. I don't want to hear.
Right.
I don't want to be told, right?
I got it now.
Right. Right. The sinner, he's
all the way.
Yeah, he's trying.
Got it.
The guilt is working on him. You know, he knows he did wrong. He repents. He's repentant in all the situations. Wicked ain't doing that.
Right.
They don't want to hear you. Right? They're like, you open up the Bible, they start doing what? Making faces. Oh, there you go again.
Why you gotta always use the Bible?
Right, yeah. Why you always gotta use the Bible? Why you can't just tell me yourself?
Right.
Yeah, they go into that mode. You see, so that's why you gotta watch that wicked spirit when it get on you. Because it be on a lot of Israel, man. But eventually, what's gonna happen? He said it in Romans. You're gonna be a reprobate. You just gotta go against everything. I'm done with that.
Right.
So, all right. So, I don't know. If you do got any questions online, I'm not logged in right now. If y'all got any questions online, you know the deal. We'll be here Shabbat morning class at 10. So tune in to that. And then somebody tap this. Somebody know how to tap? And let's salute them. Everybody say shalom online.
Shalom.
We'll see y'all in the morning.